Hello everybody. Let me get this double sound. There we go. All right, welcome everybody. Just starting up the stream here, just a few minutes early. I'm gonna turn down the music a little so we can keep that jazz blues rolling in the background. So, what are we doing today? Who am I? What's going on? So if I'm going to be touching on all that. If you're chiming in here, I want to tell you on the page you're on, you can submit questions. We are monitoring the page. We're doing it a little differently because we're doing it on this live page, on a web page rather than over on YouTube Live. You can go there to view it on YouTube, but if you're on this page, you'll have access to other things throughout the show, which we will be rolling out. So if you're in here, please comment. If you're on YouTube Live, comment there. We're monitoring that as well. And yeah, let me get, oh, here we go. There we go. Bam. There I am. Hello, everybody. And I think I've got a bit of a thunderstorm brewing in the background, so we'll see what happens. Hopefully we don't lose power. So my name's Luke Russell. I work, my company, we're based out of Muncie, Indiana, which is Ball State Cardinals, if you follow Edge College sports. About an hour out of Indianapolis. And so we've been doing online advertising for quite some time. I've been in the online space for 12 years now. I started when I was 5. If I look young, I am. Might be a little older than that now, though. Yeah, so what are we doing today? You're going to get a look over my shoulder, and I'm actually going to show you the exact steps I take to set up a retargeting campaign. And the goal is to do this in 30 minutes or less. I think I've kind of switched around lately how I do some of this specific type of retargeting campaigns, so I have a feeling I'm going to go over the time limit. And certainly when we're doing work for our clients, we're never rushing. In this, since it's a live stream, to kind of add some flavor to it, I do a 30-minute blitz to attempt to get every one of our steps complete within that short time frame. As you'll see, all these are steps you can take yourself. By the way, if you see me looking over to my left, and it looks like right on the screen, it's because I've got my monitor over here where I control all of what you see. I've also got chat up with my team so they can message me, and I've also got other stuff over there. So yeah, we're gonna be doing this. You're gonna get a look over my shoulder. This is actually what we do. You're gonna be getting access to the templates I use throughout the course of this live stream. And then I'm going to give you a special offer later, you can't get it now, on how you can get your retargeting set up for free. And of course there are a few strings, but nothing that's going to cost you anything. You don't have to even run the ads if you don't want to. Obviously I'm using that as a means of starting up a conversation. So I'll talk more about that in a moment. Yeah, let's see. I'm excited. If you're wondering, is this really live? Yes, this is live. It's 1:58 p.m. right now on September 6th. I'm doing this live, so any mistakes I made, it's all unfiltered. Like, you're just gonna see me working. I might run into some hiccups. I might make some mistakes because that's real. Occasionally I've had, when I did this, let's see, it was like 2-3 weeks ago, actually during the live stream, I actually had ads for the person I was working on get declined, which was a great teaching moment to talk about how we deal with that. So I'm actually going to turn on my light real quick to level out the lighting in here, and then let's get going. By the way, I've known Alex for about five-ish years, so we've been business acquaintances for quite some time, and we've done some webinars and stuff over the years. So as this clock counts down, let's go ahead. I am going to get us set up. Let's switch over screens. Let me get this prepped for a moment from now. I'm going to go ahead and stop the music. All right. Welcome, everybody. My name is Luke W. Russell, and this presentation is brought to you by We Do Web Content. And what I'm going to be doing here today is actually setting up a retargeting campaign for one of the people who follow We Do Web Content, which is Jason Schultz. And you're going to get to see this in action. This is live. This is, I'm going to walk you through the actual steps I take in a retargeting campaign. My company is Russell Media, which you can tell if you're on this page or on the stream. And my name is Luke Russell. I mentioned that. And what I'm doing here, the goal is to show you the steps that we take when we set up retargeting campaigns. And then if you want, I mean, we're going to give you templates. If you want to, you can do this yourself. I'm not trying, I don't hold anything back. The reason people pay us and retain us to handle their retargeting campaigns is because obviously we run a lot of different campaigns. We spend a lot of time educating ourselves on like copywriting, graphics, certainly the Facebook ad platform itself, trends. There's a lot we do, which is why some people prefer to retain us. That said, later in the show, I'm going to actually give you the opportunity to get your retargeting set up for free, and I will talk more about that in a little while. But for now, if you're on this page here, you're gonna see you got the video, which you're watching. We've got a little bit of a description about it. Down here, I've got a section where my templates will be available later in the show. And then in the top right, we'll have a button that you can reload and see later in the show. If you have questions or comments, like I said, this is live, so you can post them down here below, and my team will excuse me, let me know. By the way, if I belch a lot, it is because I'm drinking kombucha. Kombucha is a fermented black tea. No, I mean, it's got like barely any amount of alcohol in it. It is so that's what I'm drinking, in case you're wondering. It's very tasty. Definitely some people love it and hate it. Anyways, all right, most of you probably don't care about that. Let's get ready to rock and roll here. So let's pull up Jason Schultz's website. Here is he was the one where he had sent out some emails saying inviting people to sign up and request to be the person we do on the live stream, and we picked Jason Schultz's law firm to do for this. So what you're going to see can apply to law firms. It can apply to medical practices. The same concepts apply everywhere. And real quick, actually, before I forget, I'll show you here. Here are the ads we just set up this morning for We Do Web Content. This is a video which we used. We got some ads up for them. And as we go through this, as we go through the stream today, you're going to see how like different ways you can create these ads and like how we think about them. So, oh snap, that timer's not supposed to start until I'm doing the retargeting campaign. I'll never get it set up in 30 minutes. Okay, enough blabber. Let's actually dive in. So I'm going to switch my screen over here. Let's get We Do Web Content out of there. And let's see. So, all right, I'm going to start the countdown. Bam. Okay. So, you see this checklist over here. And again, this checklist is available for everyone on the stream. We'll have it available for you to download after around near the end of the show. So before you get started, especially if this is your first campaign, you need to make sure you have access to everything. This is something I did behind the scenes in advance. And also, what I recommend is using a little document I call Retargeting Needs. This will enable you to, it's just a good little document to use anytime you're starting an ad campaign. So if you look over here, we got the Facebook page and we have the Facebook ad account. That's confirmed. Now, we got to fill out the retargeting needs document. That's this. Mr. Schultz had filled that out last week after we selected him. Then you want to create a retargeting plan document, which I've updated called retargeting audience. I'm going to update that real quick. And so we've created this. Again, it's a very basic document to start with, but all this little framework is going to just make your life easier. And then create an ads development document. Check. All right. So that's before we get started. Now we've got all those files prepped. Let's dive into the actual campaign development. I'm going to hop over to his website here. And by the way, it's jasonschultzpc.com in case anybody is curious. So I want to go through the website and look for pages that are most relevant to a retargeting campaign. So what we're doing today is a nudge campaign. A nudge campaign conceptually is this idea that people are coming to your website, they're viewing content that would likely indicate that they're considering hiring you, and then we want to retarget those people. Now, we're not going to look at things like practice area pages because what I strongly recommend is to do behavior-based retargeting. And so behavior-based retargeting with practice area page, if somebody's reading about car accidents, we want to send them an ad about car accidents. However, if somebody's reading about on these pages like about Jason or client reviews, that kind of content you're looking at because you're considering hiring. So we want to nudge people over the edge. But we could do practice areas too. It's kind of, so there's two ways to look at it. One, if you take your the best thing you can do is match people's behavior so that they read about auto accidents, they go away and they see auto accidents. They read about dog bites, they read about dog bites. That's the best thing because what you're doing is you're communicating based on what they've been reading. Here, what we are going to do, and you're going to see, we want to find all the pages we can that have to do really with the firm, and not things like the articles, probably the free download, but articles, blogs get a lot of traffic that people aren't necessarily interested in hiring you. So we're going to not do those. So concept again, we're looking for pages that people are likely on because they're considering hiring you. Not that people on other pages aren't considering hiring you. We're just looking to target people in a nudge campaign of people who are likely to be considering hiring you. So let's go ahead and hop over to this audience. What I'm going to do, I'm going to look at this. So we got practice areas. I'm going to scroll down and look for pages that people might. There's practice areas. View all testimonials. I like that. I'm going to open that page up over here. And so you can't see this, but the URL, here, let me copy this and paste it over here. There's the URL. I'm actually going to just... well, we'll just leave that. Then I'm going to come back to his website. Let's see. Let's look around. We're on this page now. It takes over to Avo. More. Let's see what happens when I click more. There we go. So these are a bunch of testimonials. All right. I'm going to close that page. Let's keep looking at view more. I want to follow this page over. Yes, if anybody's reading a bio page, again, no one cares about an attorney's bio unless you're considering hiring that attorney. So here, that's a great example. Results, that's in the head too. I like following all these links around. Here we go. Yes, we definitely want to target people on that page. Let's look around, see if there's any other links. No. Let's look for something. What happens when I click on this? This actually, let's see. So you know what? I'm going to take this URL. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take this off. So what happens if I remove that and I tell Facebook to include traffic that has this, which you'll see in a little later, it means it doesn't matter if the URL has more at the end of it. All these different pages on here have, you know, his website / case results / something else. So we'll go ahead and include that. Here we go, offer, request information. Let's see what happens. I like this. Again, you're probably not looking to read about injury cases unless you're considering hiring a lawyer. Let's see, any other links? We already got the testimonials. All right. Whoops, wrong button. All right. Now, let's see, hear from our clients. What happens when I click this? Video just pops up. All right. I'd love if those were on other pages. We'll look for that. Let's see, another video. We got links to practice area. Again, results. Same thing as before. We were looking at a little bit ago. We got the ultimate guide. All right. So we went through that. You know, let's click on the sitemap real quick, see if there's anything we missed. What's the document library? This looks like a lot of content for SEO. Yeah, I don't like to do the general content for SEO. FAQs, I'm a little more inclined to do, because when somebody's on an FAQ, again, what I would recommend really is you take like MedMal and you do all the MedMal pages and send a MedMal ad. That's not, let's see, news, we definitely don't want news. Video library, again, probably let's take a look through there. So what I'm looking for, again, is not content that somebody's only going to end up on because they came in through Google. I want the people who came into the website and then started reading around because they're interested in hiring. So, all right, let's head. Looks like there's nothing in here that we weren't seeing elsewhere. I'm going to come over here to, so we got the About JSON already, if you remember, right there. Client reviews, let's make sure we got, it's the testimonials, yep. Results, yep. And FAQs, let's see. So if somebody ends up on the FAQ page, you know what we can do? We can go ahead and include all the FAQs. There's a lot that's going to come through. Let's click on this and see. Wow, this is some hefty content. Let's do the FAQ page, and but we won't include all the different FAQs since it's 294 pages. Again, now what we could also do is a little more in-depth analysis of traffic, but all right, I'm talking too much. Let's see, blog note, and then contact us. I'm gonna drop that over. So, all right, we're gonna do that. Now let's come over here. We went through the website. And now let's decide where to drive traffic. I actually think I might have done this, or no, I didn't. Okay, good. So I've kind of broken these down into this like 3 different types of ads I like to run for a nudge campaign. Free case eval, it's about our firm, and testimonials. And if we go back to what he filled out, we basically have that right here. So testimonials, what are other people saying about the firm? I'm going to put that in here as destination, as URL. Again, this is my ad development document. And this will all make more sense in just a moment. But right now we're deciding where to send people. His bio page, I don't know if you noticed when we went there, his bio page is nice. It's not written like a traditional, I mean, there's a lot of normal lawyer stuff on here, and I'm not criticizing, but from a consumer standpoint, it reinforces credibility, but it's not easy reading. Light reading. Anyways, so this is really nicely written. Recommend if you want to see a bio that feels a little more like lay speak, which is good. This is what I would recommend. And people look at the attorney's bio page before hiring. So I like his bio. Let's do that when we do like about the firm, and then a case evaluation. Maybe send them to the results page, and we'll again look at that when we are creating these ads. So looking over at our checklist, excuse me, like I said, I'll belch some. Woo! How proper of me. All right, so we did that. We decided where to drive traffic to. I like the pages he recommended. If I look through here, they're the same. The one thing about the home page that I like is that we've got a picture of him. We got the contact us form. I like that. We might do that instead. So I'm going to actually come over here to the ad development. All right, we'll put that there. Now, ads. Ads are composed of 3 pieces of creatives. We have the body text, we have a headline, and we have newsfeed text. Oh, 4 pieces, and then we have an image. So I like to start with the body text. So let's look at the case results page. This case results page, I like it because it says a lot about, like, you come and you don't think like, well, I don't know if this lawyer can, you know, what kind of experience does he have. You see it. So I'm just going to copy this. I like to start by copying text off a page to keep the same feel, because if you write something that doesn't feel like what's on the page, then it gets a little mixed match. So like, you know what? He had a comment. This is a personalized service, small enough to carry, experienced enough to win. So headline. Ooh, man, I'm taking time thinking. 18 minutes. Headline. Let's see. This text isn't particularly. It belongs on that page, but it's, let's see. Lawyers. Sometimes what I do is I try self-deprecating copy to like an industry. You can kind of do that and set yourself apart from it. And Jason Schultz, again, we'll see once we get these ads, he'll be able to comment on them but kind of like positioning yourself separate from the industry. If you read his copy on here, even or wherever his bio is, you know, I'm certainly different. I do not have a huge volume law practice. I do not, nor do I claim to handle every type of legal case imaginable. So he's already kind of done that. I don't always love to take this kind of posture because some lawyers aren't comfortable with it. I don't blame you. It's a stylistic thing. So lawyers are a dime a dozen. If you want, I won't pretend to know how to solve every problem. My results speak for themselves. To those injured, to yourself if you want a lawyer like me. Da-da-da. If you decide if you want to read me, read our clients' stories from the beginning, so you can get the whole stories from the beginning, so you get the whole pictures. Is that right? We invite you to read our case. All right, so let's see. Read our clients' stories. Wait. All right. Here we go. Here we go. To those injured, read our clients' stories. So you can decide for yourself if you want a lawyer like me on your side. So I've got this U text in here, and U a lot of times gets flagged with Facebook because they don't want, like, if somebody leaves your website and they're like, "Hi, I saw you were looking for a lawyer. Would you like to hire me?" That's a little bit of a creepy ad. So we have to posture ourselves. I know everything you've learned about advertising, ever been told, is like right to the reader, and on Facebook you just can't because it creates a negative user experience. So let's see. So if we're sending them to this page, really we're just asking people to read. So what I'd say is, like, read the stories of other injured folks. Then I would say, well, then I would say I'd pull this copy. While we can't guarantee an outcome for your particular case, for any particular case, we share so people can get an idea of what we've done for clients with similar cases. I'm just going to take off this end. So there we go. All right, there's one ad. We'll look for images in a moment. Whew. All right, body text. Next one, about page. So that's where we're looking at sending over to his bio. So you know, I'm going to copy all this for a moment, and I'm going to drop it in here. I don't want it to sound just like the other ad. So I want to write these in different ways, because if it sounds lawyerly, honestly, people don't like your ads. And on Facebook, it's really important that people care about your ads, because if people don't like your ads, then they're just going to leave. So we need to make sure your ads are worth, like, people are like, oh, this kind of like, this is an interesting ad. So like this, where lawyers are a dime a dozen. Again, that like kind of criticizing one's industry, but not like super, we're not being vicious. It's just kind of trying to posture. That's a little different. It's a little stands out. All right, so what type of lawyer am I? So, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to drop this at the beginning. You'll not see me on the back cover yellow pages on TV or billboards. I certainly am different. I don't have law practice. Each year I represent. For me, fewer cases means more time. For you, better results. Since 1991, blah, blah, blah. If I personally negotiate. Okay, yeah, we got a lot of U's in here. So what we can do in this, so sometimes, interestingly, what I'm doing is breaking this up so it's not a huge block of text for people reading on their phones. One of the things to think about, one thing we try, I said think about, I mean try, is to actually keep the text where you have the you in it and see if it gets through, because it kind of depends how it is. If it's have you been injured, that won't fly. But like in this, we're talking pretty we're talking to the you in general, so we'll roll with that and just see if Facebook slaps us down. So if we're sending here, wait, no, that's exactly the text I just said. That won't work. A lawyer like Jason? Yes, please. Ah, that's dumb. Write a lot of things around here that we don't love. We're looking for something. You know what? I think I might grab his little slogan and try that in here. I don't love that it doesn't have a call to action in it, but we'll give it a whirl. All right, let's go over to his website. Let's go to his homepage. We need a little bit of text for the news feed. Here we go. So here we go. I'm going to do this. Copy this text right here. I'm going to paste it in down here. All right, for 20 years, Jason Schultz has been representing people in the Atlanta metropolitan area and throughout Georgia who have sustained injuries or have lost loved ones. Read more to see if... we'll leave no CTA on this one. We'll leave this one a little soft. All right, woo, 10 minutes. All right, body text. Oh boy, images are going to be hard. So I said when I did the 30 minutes in the past, we only created one ad. Excuse me. And I've started doing this three-pronged approach. So I'm going to keep moving here. Client reviews. A lot. I don't know. I'm going to write a lot of people. Wait, no, you know what? Big law firms rely on again, I be not a fan of this type of copy, so I'll let him decide once we're done with the stream. But I want you to just kind of see my thought process here. And as you can see, we've done two different types of ads. Big law firms rely on billboards and constant TV commercials. By the way, when I write this, I'm not criticizing. It's just merely an advertising perspective. Big law firms rely on billboards and constant TV commercials in hopes that people will think of them and call them first after an accident occurs. These firms process hundreds and sometimes thousands of cases at a given time. That's not how that's not how I have spent the last 20 years representing clients across Georgia. I limit. This is pretty similar to the other one, but shorter and slightly different angle. I take pride in having with fewer people in order to have more time to take pride in working with fewer people in order to have more time to spend with each person. But don't take my word for it. Here's what, let's see, what do we see in here? So we've got 83 testimonials. Is that right? Snap. That's impressive. Okay. All right. Read. See what A3. I don't know. So sometimes, okay. I want to comment real quick. Oh yeah, whew, I'm gonna have to give myself like 5 more minutes, I think. So if you're watching this, and you're thinking like, I don't know, I don't like that copy. So you might. So one of the things with advertising is you kind of put a message out there and see how it's received. And there are a lot of times when we'll put a lot of different things out, and we'll see the thing I didn't think would work, the stuff I love not be well received. And so it's really important when advertising not to just try to prejudge everything and because it's easy, like, well, I don't like that. Well, so long as you're comfortable with it, so long as it's not crossing any lines, ethical or moral or like platform policies, then it's worth trying things. And as long as it doesn't go against your brand, it's worth trying things to see what works. So I'm going to do this, see what these 83 Georgians have to say. So the wordsmithing, again, which is when we're working with a client, we're not trying to do it in 30 minutes. We might do some extra wordsmithing, but again, you want to roll this out and see, because if the ad just doesn't perform well at all, then let's just move on. We might shorten some of this. So newsfeed text, we're sending them. This is the page we're sending people to. Here we go. I'm going to grab that. Learn more about them before hiring someone to represent personal injury. Learn more about hiring an attorney before learn more about an attorney before hiring someone to represent a personal injury case. All right. Again, I was stripping that U out of there. All right, so we've done this. Now, let's see. Oh boy. So I told my microphone's making me sound like I got a Batman voice. Let me take a quick look here. I am not sure what's up with that. You know what? Just a second. Let me unplug it real quick. I'm going to pause my timer. All right, so I'm gonna just keep rolling here. We'll see if that fixed it. All right, so now we're gonna switch over to Photoshop. I've got an ad template up in here. A lot of times, sometimes I use this little border, sometimes not. Let's go ahead, head back over to his website. Well, let's look at this. So lawyers are a dime a dozen. I won't pretend to solve everybody's problem. Let's see. So let's go to the home page. I'm gonna save this image of him. Let's see, live walkthroughs, Schultz. Grab that. I'm gonna save his logo, and you know, so which page are we doing first? We're driving people. We're driving people to the results page. Let's go see what that looks like. One of the things I like to do is have a page look similar. So I'm actually gonna grab this blue, copy that, and bam. All right. Let's come over here. I'm going to add a color. I'm not going to explain what all I'm doing in Photoshop. Certainly, if you want to learn that, there are lots of excellent classes online. All right, so I'm going to drag. Oh, wait, you can't see what I'm looking at. Here we go. Bam. All right. So we're doing case results. We're probably not going to keep him in here. I'm just dragging this stuff in so we have it. Drop this logo in. Whoa. Let's see. I just realized that was like a Superman logo. I bet everybody realized that a long time ago. Not always good at noticing things. Let's see. Their logo is pretty small. Let's see. Ah, no. Don't do that. Hang on a second. Let's see, open with, yeah, I'm going to end up giving myself about 10 more minutes. That's just pixelated. That logo doesn't, I don't know. The logo doesn't look right. Maybe what I'll do is just clip off part of it. So we just have, we don't need all that text on here. We can have a little S. Alright, so let's go back over to Chrome. So we're creating a thing to go to this. Oh man, results. Alright, I'm going to pull up Shutterstock. Just going to type in results. Looking for stock images is kind of hard. Sometimes you kind of stumble around. These like business results. Results, do results, concept. Since we're in, let's see, you know what, I think I might go courthouse route, because in order to keep like the idea of sure, everybody knows that's it looks like a courthouse. Obviously, that's not going to be your local courthouse. I'm going to go ahead and download that. And sweet, let's head back over to Photoshop. Let's drop this sucker in there. Yeah, so if I had plowed through and just did one ad in this, we would be done here in roughly 30 seconds. But again, as I said, I want to kind of show you this three-prong approach. I did this a live stream actually with the Pilma organization about 3 weeks ago, and we did the single ad. So I think this is so you know what, let me look at it. Yeah, all right, so we got this. We want to add something about results. Let's see. Whoa, that font is going to be huge. Let's see. All right. A lawyer that gets results. All right. Obviously, that is a little jacked up. Let's switch some settings around. You can't see all the individual things I'm doing because when this software doesn't pick up all. You know what we can do? We can drag this down like that. No, that's not clear. All right, let's leave it like that. couple ways you can like visually accent stuff is to like use a box behind it. We can so now we get down to like design things. We could do like this. We could, you know what we could do? All right, I don't normally get fancy on these live streams, but I'm gonna do this real fast. I'm gonna zoom in over here. Let's snag this. My team's probably like, Luke, what are you doing? All right, so now I can make this rectangle color. Like we could go like this color, this, let's see. Oh wait, you know what? And that green is hideous. Hold on. Let's get the, nah, we don't. Wait, you know what? Actually, you know what we could do? Let's watch this. Watch this. A lawyer that gets results. Hold on, let me think. Color. This is why I'm not on a one-man team, because color is not my thing. Also, I don't love that all that. There we go. A lawyer that gets results. Maybe move him over some, and then we can go get this up in the corner so we keep that logo on there. We could put the logo, I don't know, I feel like it would get lost in most places. Oh, let's get that timer. Let's you know, let's keep the clock running. I'll just run there, see if we can get this in roughly 40 minutes. All right. By the way, let me look at that checklist. We wrote ad copy, and we were like, so one of the things I forgot to mention because I got distracted with the 3 ads is you want to make sure you connect with people's journey. So whatever that journey is they're, you know, in this process, you want to make sure you're not just talking in legal speak, which is one of the reasons why I like talking about someone like a lawyer, his bio. Again, you're just talking to one person and another. All right, so this rectangle obviously cannot be that color. You know what? Let's pull the blue from over here, and then we could be like this. Let's see. Grab one of these colors. I think that looks good. Sure. So we can run with something like that. And if we want to get really fancy, we could put like a little drop shadow on this to help it stand out. So if you look real closely here, that's gonna, that little bit might even soften it up a little. Cool. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and save this as our ad for the results. And then now we want to do the about. So again, all these concepts I want you to be grabbing here is that when we're doing this, we want to make sure, we need to make sure we're actually talking to people about their legal situation, but we also need to make sure it's an ad that people are like, oh, this is in, you know, they're on Facebook and they see it and they want to actually, like, it needs to be something, they're like, oh, okay, that's cool, like a lawyer that gets results. I mean, you know, a lot of people aren't gonna care, but then again, you roll this out, you see how people respond. Another way to lean into this would be like, lean into the lawyers are a dime a dozen. But let's start here on the about. Huge bio, and you might be thinking, wow, why in the world would you have such a long page? Or a long ad copy. That's because sometimes a long ad copy is not bad. So like, because people respond to different lengths of copy. So I'm gonna let's head back over to Photoshop, do this other ad. I'm gonna get rid of this rectangle and text, and I'll turn that off. And so if we were, oh, I see, if we were at a, whoa, don't do that. It looks a little blurry. It's not at regular. So why in the world am I doing that rather than using this photo that's a little nicer, that's all cropped? The reason is because I want, when somebody goes from this page to this page, from Facebook over to here, they're like, oh yeah, I know why I'm here. So again, if we look at that, we kind of look at the colors. I'm actually going to snag this. I do this sometimes. I'm going to come over here and actually do this. La 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 la. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing. Sorry about that. Woo, there we go. So if we do something like this, we're starting to make it kind of look like the page where his bio actually is. We can, you know, let's do something a little less like the other one. I want to look for an image that kind of pops in a different way, that looks a little less crisp and lawyerly. Let's go back over to Chrome and let's actually look at that ad copy real quick. I don't think I'm going to do the third ad for this live feed so that we can finish this up because it's already 2:40. What type of lawyer am I? Something like this. That's starting to get way out there. I'm not opposed to throwing some dogs in there, but identity question. Oh boy, what's this? Whoa. I feel like I'm starting to enter into some questionable ads. You know, I'm not entirely. You know what? I'm gonna do this little. So one of the things is too on Facebook, you want to have something that kind of stands out. So I haven't quite figured out how I'm going to tie all this in yet, but let's head over to Photoshop and let's drop this image in there. I think what I might do. It's kind of weird. I don't know if I love this. I'm thinking. There we go. So that. All right. So we got the logo. We've got. So this looks a lot more like that page. If we come over here and look at his actual page, see this? We've got the logo, white, dark blue. So what we've got going on over here. Sometimes I do that because we've actually seen some ads perform really well from that kind of style. So it's a little. I'm not completely in love with this, but again, this is one of those situations where I almost want to try it and see what happens. So I'm going to go ahead and save this, and now I'm going to head over to Facebook and we're going to implement these actual ads, do the audience. So I'm going to go ahead and just say we did all this, we created our images. All right, so we're going to go to the Facebook implementation, wrap this up rather than create a third ad because that's just going to get time consuming. So in Facebook, you have to set up an audience. An audience is basically who are you going to send your ads to. And in this case, what we want to do is we want to create a custom audience for website traffic. Again, I'm not here to give you step-by-step tutorials on how all these different things work, because I'm actually showing you what people, how this actually gets done on our end. So we're going to add that URL. I'm just going to come over here and I'm actually going to copy all these URLs into this box. People who visited specific web pages. Boop. And then what we're going to do, so I'm going to say they visited this in the last 60 days. Then I'm going to include more. And I'm going to do visitor by time spent. I'm going to say the top 25% of people who were here on the website the last 90 days. And I'm going to do RM nudge. Always name ours with an RM at the beginning. All right, so I'm going to create. So what we got here is we're saying Facebook, I want to send ads to people who've been on these pages on my website or people who've been spending the most time on my website. So I'm going to click create. And then I'm going to head over to Ads Manager. And I'm going to click create. It's going to ask me here campaign name. I'm going to do RM nudge retargeting. And then we're going to leave everything else the same. Ad set, I'm going to do core website traffic. And then we're going to call this first one. Let's see, what was this first one? It was results or free. Oh, yeah. Man, I said free case value, but we focused on results. I like that. All right. I'm going to rename this to results. Let's head back over here. So at the campaign level, we set the objective. We want traffic. At the ad set level, so there's 3 levels over here. You can see we got ad campaign. We set objective. At the ad set level, we actually go and we do a lot of the stuff. Daily budget. I'm going to just say $10. Let's not set an end time. Audience. I'm actually going to come in here to custom audiences. Click down, and we got what we just created. That audience will populate over time, so it doesn't actually know how many people are in there at the moment. We do everybody in the United States in case somebody is in the state and they leave. We can. This is something that can go both ways, but since a lot of PI can't, not a lot, but some PI, somebody might be researching for a family member. We'll leave it in there for now. We don't need to set any other targeting right now. We don't need to adjust any of the placements. We're just going to come down and we're going to keep the link clicks. Then I'm going to come over to the ad. That's where you actually set up your creatives. So we get the page picked. Come down here to create the ad. I'm going to select an image and upload from my computer. And so there we got that. And I'm going to scroll down, come back over to my ad development document. We've got the URL, which we put into the website URL. Whoa, whoops. That copied some other stuff around it. There we go. On the text is the body text. And then we've got headline. Then we've got newsfeed text. And then, let's see, read more. Let's see. I don't know. Let's see what happens when we do no button on this one. I might do this. So when you have the button there, on one hand, there's two ways to look at it. I lost my time. Man, I really failed the 30-minute timer today. I give myself a couple minutes. But we're really going to be done here soon. So this call to action button, there's two schools of thought, which really the best is just kind of try stuff, test it out. If you have a button, looks like an ad. Also, if you have a button, has a clear call to action. And so we'll do no button on this. And you know what? Like in other ways, if there are different ways to do the ad, I'm just going to leave that as is. We're not going to completely analyze that right now. Some of the thing too is we put ads out, we analyze, and then we put out different ads, change it. I'm going to go quick duplicate. And then we're going to come back over here, scroll down to the next ad, grab all my body text, pop that into here, change my image to the other one. Well, that's loading. I'm going to grab my headline. Gonna grab the newsfeed text, and then I'm gonna grab the URL. That did not. I did not copy this apparently. There we go. Okay, so since it doesn't show little texts on the mobile display, I'll show you real quick. Like there's like desktop. I'm gonna add a button on this one. Learn more. Let's see what this looks like. Look at that. It all fits perfectly. Small enough to care, experienced enough to win. What type of lawyer am I? So we can roll with that. And I'm going to rename the ad up here. Oh, look at that. See, so you can't reference to your personal characteristics. All right, so let's go down to our traffic. Look for you. I represent most. So if I accept a case, clients can rest assured that they will receive personal attention and personally negotiate the case of an insurance company. It will not be done by paralegal or an assistant. I aggressively represent. All my clients within the bounds of the law, keeping them up to date on what is happening on their case and giving advice about whether they should settle their case or go to trial. All costs and fees will be explained fully to all clients before work starts on their case. If one does not live in the metro Atlanta area and agree to take the case, I will come to them. Each of their cases are unique except for various reasons. Sometimes best advice one can get is that one's injury claim cannot be successfully pursued. If that's true, I will tell them. I'll also tell individuals if I think that they may be better off handling the claim themselves without an attorney, although that is rare. In fact, insurance claims have been proven so 3.5 times more than unrare. All right, so let's scroll up. See, look at that, and the warning went away. So that's Facebook like auto flagging. I told you earlier we kind of had to watch that. So there we go. All right, I've set this up. I'm gonna go walk back through real quick. So let's look at this checklist. We created the audience, we created the ad, we did all that. So now I'm gonna publish this, and I'm gonna scoot this over so you can see here at the top. It's publishing. Let's review and publish the remainder. All right, so let's look at this. We want to preview the ads. So I got 2 ads. I'm going to check both that and click preview. Look here. This looks good. This looks good. So now I'm going to actually head over to Facebook and view these ads, make sure they go where I want them to. Let's see. All right. Lawyers are a dime a dozen. I won't pretend to know how to solve every problem. Yada, yada, yada. Click on that. Takes us to the page about results. Again, look at this. So you see, like, we got a logo. This doesn't really look and feel like the same thing. You have the logo, which is partly why that's so important. But let's look at that other ad. So over here, what type of lawyer am I? Look at all this text. Somebody sees this ad and they say, oh, I want to learn more. They come here. So look at the transition. See how that kind of looks and feels similar? You'll notice, like with We Do Web Content, I actually, like, if you go to their website, if we preview this, you're here and you click over to their website, you see we've got those boxes. It might seem a little, when I first saw one of my team members doing this back a couple of years ago, I thought, wow, this kind of looks kind of corny. Like, what's up with this? And actually, we have some of those ads. We still run the same ones today that we set up years ago. And so I'm a big fan of that. Well, not doing it all the time. It's not something you do all the time, but it keeps the connection. So there we go. All right, so we did that. We checked the landing pages we went to. Obviously, I completely did not abide by my 30 minutes, but I showed you a little more with the ad development. Normally, I've not done 3 ads in one of these before. So I hope you're able to get a lot out of that. I want to. Now, if you go over to our page, we should be updating it now. Let's see if it's on here. But we're going to have, okay, so momentarily you'll be able to refresh this page and you'll have a button over here that will actually, or you can also go to, we're going to have, so let's see, we've got, yeah, so you can go to russellmedia.us/WDWC, and what it'll do is it'll take you over to this page. Let me switch over. And this is where I mentioned earlier, you can get your retargeting for free. I will actually set up a nudge campaign for you. Oh, this is auto-filling for me since I'm on my computer. But so I will actually do what I just did right here from start to finish. Get these ads set up, get your audience. I'll go through your website. I'm going to look at that, help you get everything configured. Working with about a dozen people right now, actually, on free campaigns. So we've got a bit of a queue. If you're interested, get your name in, because this is I offered this for Pilma. And now I'm offering this for the Weedy Web content followers. That this is not something I publicize beyond these two streams that I'm doing, because it's work. I mean, I'm literally giving you my time to help. And what are the strings? Well, it's basically you just got to have a good website, and you have to. This actually was, I think, this you have to have 1,000 website visitors is no longer a requirement. I thought I removed that earlier today, but. Anyways, that's no longer a requirement. Oh, there you go. Look at that. Hard refresh. But the main string attached to all this is I'll set this up for you for free. The only thing I ask for in exchange is that you just hop on a short call with me and chat about the retargeting. Obviously, I make a living by doing online advertising for my clients, and we're pretty good at it. And so I'm doing this in order to basically start a relationship. You can get this set up and then carry it on yourselves from there. That's fine. But at the end of the day, this is how I meet new people. And I am actually going to give you my time. I will set this up. I'll go through your website. And with some of the people I help through this process, we actually have to work with the web developers to get the Facebook pixel code on there and make sure all these things are connected right. And I'll help you through that. And I'm offering you that because of my relationship with Alex and Weedy Web Content. And I am willing to make this available for all of you watching. So if you're interested, check it out. And take me up on this offer. Because you do not have to pay me anything. You do not even have to technically put money into your retargeting ads. I recommend it because think about this. If somebody's coming to your website and then we're sending them ads, that's an opportunity to get back in front of them and to actually advertise to the people who've already been introduced to your brand. We have one client where we've done a lot of advertising to different prospects, and we've actually found our greatest successes in the retargeting for that particular client compared to just the general advertising. We will actually do this for you. As you can see, it takes about an hour and a half for us to set up a quality campaign, retargeting campaign, just to get it set up. And so normally if you were to want to do this, we charge $250 to set up a retargeting campaign, and then we have an ongoing $250 a month retainer if you wanted to work with us. Again, zero commitment to that. The only thing I ask you to commit to is just to talk to me. I'm not going to pressure you. It's just, like I said, this is my way of getting in front of and meeting new people. We'll go through your website. We'll identify the best pages to retarget. We'll create and implement your ads. And yeah, it's free. Just a few strings, as you can see on this page. So if you're interested, and I hope you are, because whether you're a lawyer or a company like Alex, like I showed you, we set up their ads and driving people back to their website. This is a video they already had. We'll set this up free. I'm serious. I don't have to sell it too hard, because if you're not interested, don't take me up on it, because it really does take my time. But if you work to get people to your website, we can help you to get back in front of those same people. So yeah, there we go. Let me check my notes real quick. So some of the questions I've seen come in kind of a little more technical when we do this. Sometimes people are asking, Should you exclude pages? Should you not? Should your text be, well, like especially like earlier I was showing you these ads, had people say, should your text be more call to action heavy? And one of the things about that is having too heavy of a call to action just doesn't always fit with Facebook, with a lawyer. See, again, if you're a lawyer, if you're not a lawyer watching this, you got a totally different ballgame. If you are a lawyer, lawyers, we've worked with lots of lawyers and other industries. Our two primary industries are medical practices and lawyers. And the difference is enormous. I can spend 5 minutes writing a doctor's ad. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but not entirely, and put it out, and it does decent. I mean, it might not be great, but it does decent. And a lawyer, I can spend 10 hours, and I have, on a high-quality ad campaign, and it's not well received. And we see this over and over, and people just don't really, on Facebook, it matters whether or not people like you, and a lot of people have negative feelings about lawyers, and so when they see your ad, they don't like it. And so that actually affects your costs. So when you're building out campaigns like this, you want to do something that kind of catches people's attention. And I think Jason's approach on his website, where he kind of distances himself from the really big injury law firms, just gives him an intro into the conversation. And again, when we work with our larger clients, we just have a different conversation, a different hook. But that's one way, as a smaller practice, that you can really tout what makes you special. So there we go. Also, if you check out this page down below, we're going down lower on this page, we're actually going to have a link to my Dropbox folder where I have these templates. As promised, here is the... well, that's not good. Don't refresh yet. But when you're done, if you're ready to go, you can refresh, click request your free campaign. That'll take you to the page. And yeah, we've got the templates. Oh yeah, and see, we've got will Google allow retargeting for bankruptcy law? Yeah, no. But you can use Facebook. Again, that's one of the things. Facebook is so friendly to lawyers for retargeting, and Google's just not. Which is again why I love Facebook for this. Also, if you're thinking I don't care about Facebook, honestly, I'm a little in the same boat. I don't use Facebook much, but I live and breathe it professionally. And so this is a great way to just get in front of people. So there you go. We did this. Told you about the benefits of this free offer. If you want to take me up on it, I strongly recommend it. I'll leave this slide up for a little bit. We'll turn on that jazz that or blues. I keep calling it jazz. I know the difference. I'm a jazz musician. Yeah, if you have questions, submit them, email me, contact me. I'm here to help. Bottom line is, I'm here to help. Let's get your retargeting set up. And then if you want to work with me more, cool. If you don't, that's fine. All right. I'm signing out. Have a great day.